get a chance. So. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I'm closing up normal. Hello.
Oh my God. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty!
That is my absolute.
Hello, YouTube. How are you? Thanks for joining us tonight on Thursday Night Live. Tonight we got a friend with us, Casey here.
Hey.
He's a newbie to the stream. And let me switch over here to comments. I was going to run tonight's stream through Windows because it has a little bit more of it has more features involved in it, but was having some issues just right before the stream. So I went back to my iPad. See, we've got in the stream tonight, we've got McFly's. He's listening on the road driving. We've got Casey, who's here in the stream with us. And Brent from Law Squad is listening, eating dinner. And we have Pop's Shop, who was on here with us last week. Pop, there's a link up here in the in the chat. If you want to join us, you can click on that link. Anybody watching, if you want to join us, click on the link. It's StreamYard. You can do it on your phone. It'll ask you to allow your camera and your microphone. And when you do that, you'll come right into the stream. You'll come into a green room, and I'll see you below, and I'll let you in the stream just like I did Casey here. And you can join us in the stream. Hello, Casey. How are you?
I'm good. I'm great, actually, now.
All right. Yeah, I met Casey on Aaron Ciotti's stream, and we kind of hit it off. We don't live too far from each other, so we're going to try to get together and do a few things together. Yes. So before we get into any, of course, every stream is always open. I've had some people say in the comments, it's like, well, the title of the stream doesn't match what all you talk about. It's because it's open. This is as much about Q&A and growing the hobby as it is anything else. If I get a chance tonight, I'm going to talk about a new piece of gear I've got. I had a last minute. I think I'm getting an echo there, Casey, from something. Might be your YouTube or something. And got a new piece of gear. As it happens, my bench cam went down right before, just was giving me fits, all pre-set up. So we'll talk about that if we get around to it. If not, we'll just sit and we'll talk about FPV in general and what it means to us. And Scott, if you would like to join in and join in the chat with us, we'd love to have you on the stream with us tonight. In Windows, one of the things I can do in Windows, which I'm trying to work out, and what I want to be able to do is in Windows, I can go to dual monitors and I can actually play people's YouTube videos. So if you have a flight video that you want to share with us, the Windows, my Windows laptop will give us the capability of doing that. I've just got to relearn some Windows stuff. So that being said, we'll jump right on into this and introduce you guys to I was going to say Britt, but it's Casey again. And tell us a little bit about yourself, Casey.
Well, my name's Casey. I'm sure we've already covered that, but I live in Sale Creek, Tennessee, which is the Chattanooga area. I don't know if any of y'all are familiar with that, but I actually grew up on the mountain, so I'm a mountain boy. Yeah, I love it. But anyways, I'm pretty much a computer electronics engineering technologist, and that's where I started, was computers and electronics and stuff. When I was younger, I started taking apart things, fixing things. Anyways, it ended up me getting a little bit of college, ICT tech, and all that good stuff. But life had some different turn of events for me, and anyways, I was I'm gonna just cut to the chase. So around the end of last year, I was working and I was living, pretty much a normal, okay life. Had a little bit of FPV gear, had a few things going on. But anyway, some things had come up. I had to move. And when I went to move, a bunch of my stuff had got stole during the move. So bye-bye FPV gear, most of my laptops, my computers, almost everything. Anyways, I get stable, and then about last year, I was working for Nokia Tires. I don't know if y'all know who that is, but anyways, the end of last year, I was going to go purchase an RV, or look at it to purchase it, and I supposedly had $2,500 on me, just in case I was going to go ahead and buy it. Well, I got jumped by one person. It was a random act. He beat me with a 4x4. He broke 10 of my ribs. I had to have my spleen removed. My appendix is gone, and part of my pancreas was removed. I had to have an emergency surgery to remove the anyways, they got the guy. And the only reason why the guy quit, I believe, was because he stopped and realized, we were related. He was
Mm,
my third cousin that I hadn't seen since I was about 13 years old. And
wow.
so it was really, I was like, Jonathan, because I realized who it was. And as soon as I said that, he just and looked at me and just in shock. He just turned around and I was in shock, so I don't remember much other than him turning around, walking off, and I heard him throw the 4x4. And I just got up and got out of there.
Right.
Well, I call my godfather. He comes and gets me. I get to the hospital. I don't even call the cops. The family calls the cops on him, for me. And I get to the hospital. Luckily, they give me 2 blood transfusions that kept me alive long enough to give me emergency surgery.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they got him for first degree attempted murder. They actually gave him the verdict on it like in the middle of this year. So yeah, it's been settled for a good 3 months now already, I think. So yeah, at least they got him, and it really sucks that he was like my brother when we were kids. So it does a lot to my mind, and it's really been hard to recuperate. I'm blessed to be here talking right now to y'all.
Yeah. Well, we're
And
glad to have you.
yes,
Um, I
and I
told you a
really
little bit.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I told you a little bit about myself suffering a traumatic brain injury several years back, and FPV helped me through a real hard time. So that's why you'll see on my channel, there's a playlist called Rise Up with FPV, and that's
Hmm.
all about that. Yeah, it looks like we got a second member of the Jenkins clan amongst us,
Yay!
outdoorsman. This is, I believe, this is Pop's Shop's son. Yes, yes. Glad to have you. You guys are welcome to join the chat if you want to, and yeah, if you're watching, Scott. Ooh, ooh. Yep, we'll talk about it in a minute if I get around to it. You know how I am. Unless a squirrel
I
pops
can't
up.
wait.
So, yeah, that's what I'm all about.
Mhm.
Um, the main the main video, I guess, the welcome video on my channel is "What If America," and it's a band called Madison Rising that does um, the Star Spangled Banner, which I think is excellent the way they do it. And the whole video is just about what if all of us in America chose to focus on the things we have in common with one another instead of the things that we have different with one another. I am a pastor, as most of you know. I pastor a little Christian church up in Kentucky. I've got some time off here right before Christmas to spend with my family. And, but I have a lot of friends I have atheist friends. I have uh, Buddhist friends and all. And I choose to focus on the things that we share, like FPV airplanes and drones and things like that. And you can believe what you want to believe, and that's not gonna affect how your drone flies. So, uh, uh, yeah, Pop says he loves his Mobula 7. There's something special about this one I want to talk to. I want to talk to everybody about. So, I'm glad to have Casey with us this tonight. And
Yes, thank you so much for having me. And then I wanted to say one more thing. This right here has not my hobby. It has literally become a key to my future and a key to having a little bit of a normal life. And it's something that I can do even though now I'm disabled. And it is amazing. And I mean, I get to fly, which is something I've always dreamed of doing, and then I get to also work on computers and literally fly those worked on computers that I just fixed. So it's amazing. They're flying computers with cameras attached, and it's just awesome. So
yeah,
I'm
I,
so all about this.
I think some of you that watch my channel have seen are thinking, I know what Marty's thinking. I know what Fat Pastor's thinking. This is just truly just come out of the blue. I need help on the live stream end of this, especially the Windows setting up and all of that. And I'm not hurting for quads, as y'all know.
I
I'm not hurting on how to build them, how to set them up, how to fly them. I'm not hurting for airplanes. I've got several of them, but I am looking for someone to fly with, someone to work with. And then in the past 2 weeks, Casey and Pop Shop has come in, and I know Pop's name, and on YouTube Live, I prefer to use people's handle name. So we're going to get together after Christmas. I'm going to plan an indoor LED whoop race event.
Oh my
gosh. And all of you guys are invited. Also, I meant to have it out, but I got sidetracked earlier. And let me see if I can dig it out of this box without causing too big a mess. Yeah, I think I get this right here. This right here. I said it on the last live stream. It was 180 something subscribers. This right here, as soon as I get the video made, this and a little iFlight radio bound to it, already set up with three different flight modes, a beginner mode, an intermediate mode, and then an angle mode, is going to be given away on my channel to subscribers and commenters on the channel. This is we're at 204, 205,
206,
206 subscribers now. So yeah, thank y'all for that. And you know, hopefully we'll build a community where one night, if you may see Casey on here.
I can't wait.
And doing it, or you may see Pop Shop and his son Volunteer Outdoors doing a stream. I'm not possessive at all. I just want to help people get into the hobby because I love it. I'm one of these kind of guys that if I love something, it drives my family crazy. If I love something, if I like the way that something tastes, or a movie, I will aggravate them until they try it. So that's one of the flaws in my character. But well, I won't say it's a flaw. It's just part of my character, and that's what this is all about. Rising up with FPV. If you've not ever experienced putting on a set of goggles and taking a quad up above the trees and just cruising, you get away from all the noise, all the junk going on, and politics, and on the news, and drama in our families, and just things that we have to deal with in everyday life. Marcel.
It's amazing.
Marcel off axis. Thank you, Marcel. Marcel's dropping in. He has a stream tonight. You guys subscribe to him. He's a Canadian. I tried in the early setup, I had my Windows computer here, Marcel, and things just wasn't working right with the audio. I plugged my earphones in. The microphone quit working, and so yeah, Marcel was going to help me. He's very good. He was the one that put me on to StreamYard, and we were going to meet the other night, and I got a call about that time that there was a death of a member of our church, and so I was dealing with that and all, but we'll get it. So I think Marcel's stream starts at like 8 o'clock Pacific time. Is that correct, Marcel? If it is, he's there in the chat. You guys give him a subscribe. He's a good guy. He knows a lot about 3D printing, and he uses the stream chat, the StreamYard also. So you can, after you're done showing your ugly mug on my channel, you can go over there and support him. He's a great guy.
Definitely. No, definitely subscribe. I'm already got him copied and pasted over there too.
Before you leave, Marcel, put a link to your stream in mine so that the people watching can just click that link and and zip right over if you don't mind. And we'll work out as I get better at this and learn what I'm doing, which I'm getting better. I did a whole half a stream with no audio.
Oh wow. Well, I
And
guess if you can do that, you can do anything then.
that's right. We'll get it done. So what Casey talked about is like you heard in his story, he had some FPV gear and he had it stolen. And I've got some friends, the quad artist, for one, an old friend of mine. If you'll go back, way back in my videos, and you'll see hanging out with friends in I forget what's some city in Kentucky. I'm drawing a blank now, but we went to the quad artist's house, and a bunch of us hung out over the weekend and flew our quads and set up a racetrack, and it was just a good time. The quad artist, he dips frames and he builds amazing looking quads. I may show you again sometimes, but he did a Darth Vader quad for me that is just, I've flown it twice. It's just too pretty to fly. He did the hydro dipping on a CO1 frame, and it's just a work of art. But he's got a bunch of gear that he's wanting to try to find a home to, and like the rest of us, he's been bit a few times by people asking for gear and then really not using it. And he's a great guy. He sent a whole setup to Costa Rica.
Oh my gosh! See it,
and they got stuck in customs, and then I think he had to pay like $180 just to get the stuff that he sent out. He's a great guy. And the week before last, the freaking Rican Carlos or Silos was on. He's a friend of mine from the Law Squad also. So what I'm hoping to do here is I'm hoping to get Casey set up and flying. And for one,
that would be amazing, especially if I had something to record it with and share it with y'all.
Are you a pretty good pilot, Casey?
I'm an amazing pilot, full acro, almost full acro. Pretty much acro the whole time I'm flying, even taking off, landing, all the good stuff. So
I've been looking for someone. I want to fly this plane. You can see me pointing at it where my fingers at.
I've been looking at it.
That's a 90mm Pitts plug and play from E-Flight. So no, Horizon Hobby. Yeah,
Horizon Hobby. Yeah.
And I want to fly it. I've also got some little ones. You've probably seen all of them.
Oh wow,
that's
I love the bomber.
It's an A-10 Warthog. That's a Osprey that flies like an airplane or a helicopter. That's a Waco, and this one back here facing is the Turbo Timber with LEDs on it. We might start with something like the Turbo Timber first, because if you've never chased a plane, it's real easy to eat the wings off of it. But that's something I want to do. I'm going to try.
That would be so amazing.
to set Casey up in some gear, meet with him. There's a tiny trainer race in January, I believe it is, in Kingston, Tennessee, with Evan Turner. And if those of you that are not familiar with the tiny trainer, it looks just like the DRL Racer 4, but it's a 3-inch. This is an HDzero version, and
that is nice.
I intend to make it to one of those races, and I'm probably gonna talk to. I haven't said anything to Casey, but I'm probably gonna see Chattanooga's not far at all from Kingston Highway or whatever that is near Knoxville. So I may pick him up and we may go together. May take a group.
Oh my God, please.
Because
I can't drive right now, so that would be amazing.
let him crash one of my quads and all.
Oh no, let's not crash it. Probably, right? Does it always happen?
Yeah. Well, hey, it's part of flying. Crashing is part of flying, and repairing is part of crashing.
No, yeah, that's true.
Marcel says, FP Your World on my channel. You can post a link because I'm not.
Blue wrenched.
Well, if you talk for a second, Casey, and I'm going to make him a blue wrench.
No, okay. So since I'm talking, as soon as I do get the gear to be able to record my flights and all that good stuff, I'm going to just dump everything that I've got, even the bad stuff, on the internet, all on here. And I'm also setting up my own live stream as well. So, in the next 24 to 48 hours, I may actually do my first live thing. I don't know. I'm really wanting to stick with this right here rather than going off onto my own thing, because it's really, really hard doing it by yourself, as I've been trying to do. And I've not really made any progress other than recording a few videos of myself looking goofy. So,
yeah, Kingston's not far from Pops either. Try it again now, Marcel.
yeah, that would be amazing if you came by here. That would be, I just can't tell you. That would be, I can't tell you. Look, I lost both of my brothers in 2016. This is going to shock you. My youngest choked in his sleep at the age of 20. His name is Isaac Noel Crow, and he aspirated in his sleep, and he was completely healthy. And so we had his funeral on my older brother's birthday, 9/11. And then 2 months later, I held my older brother's hand as he passed away to terminal bone cancer that he had been fighting for 8 years. And we had his funeral on my birthday, December 4th, 2 months
Wow.
after having my youngest brother's on his birthday. So, yeah, after losing them, I swear, I didn't know how I was going to move on, but I did. And I'm here. And it's just been hard because they were my everythings. And now the only people I have, my godfather and my mom, a few others, my godfather's finding out right now that his cancer just come back, and it's come back pretty bad. And so I'm pretty worried.
Yeah. Well,
So
what's his first name?
Charlie Roberts is his name.
Charlie. Charlie.
Yeah.
We'll remember Charlie.
Yeah, please pray for him, definitely, because I'm worried about him, and I wouldn't be here without that man.
Yeah. Marcel says, can I suggest joining others' live streams before starting your own?
Yes.
Yeah, I can
yes,
attest to
that's
that.
That's what I'm trying to do here. So,
yeah, there are a lot of great live streamers out there that have been around for a long time. I suggest coming on other people's live streams, and then he posts a link to his. I do recommend you going on it. Marcel has been a big help to me.
There it is.
I jumped into live streams to answer questions that people would ask me. It is more difficult than what you think. It's he says you'll grow your channel and meet a lot of cool people that way. Much harder for the masses to find a small channel. I jumped on his channel for I don't know what, an hour, I guess, last week after my stream, and he played the video of me flying through the Christmas lights, and I got 9 subscribers just from that. So yeah, that pushed me over the 200 marks, and now I'm going to give away that quad. So Marcel's a good guy, and he'll help you out however he can. So
well, I just subscribed to his channel, by the way, Marcel. I'm subscribed to your channel, so there we go.
All right.
And I'll give you your first thumbs up too, by the way.
All right. So let's get into a little bit of FPV. Now, as y'all know, I'm a micro guy. Again, the Tiny Trainer races. I've set this up to share the live stream chat with on the channel with it. If you would like to see more information on how I converted the standard Tiny Trainer to a Tiny Trainer HDzero, let me know in the comments, and we'll try to work something like that out. I hit the wrong thing.
Awesome. Thank you. I've seen that.
And
You-
so let me know down in the comments below if you would like to see something like that. I should probably just leave this out. I'll probably talk about it again. So let me get to mail call. Literally what came in the mail today was this.
Oh, yay. I bet you're like super happy. Oh, wow.
Well, I'm apprehensive because I do
Walksnail.
not like the way that DJI handles breakup with the blurring.
Yeah.
And so, Pop, this is the Mobula 7 walksnail. Just came today from pre-order from Defiance RC. Again, they set me up. They take pretty good care of me there. And but the problem with this is that I don't have the walksnail goggles. I did order the walksnail module that was supposed to have been shipped out. I think it's supposed to be shipped out December the 10th. 2 days.
Oh.
So so as soon as I get that, I say as soon. Takes me a while to do all the video editing. I'm a full-time pastor and I do all of this also. But hey, it might work out. If Casey's great at video editing, I might just start sending him some SD cards and say,
Well, that
hey,
sounds great.
edit this stuff up and send him a little quad or something in there. Volunteer Outdoorsman has a question. He says, if anyone's wondering, the beta flight controller for the Tiny Trainer should be back in stock soon. Okay. So the beta F flight controller, the beta FPV flight controllers, per Evan Turner. For anyone wanting to get one built for that January race, yes, it is. I am looking forward to it. I recommend if you're going to get into tiny trainers, and especially the Tiny Trainer spec races, that you get them built before the race series start, because when he gets them in, he'll sell out pretty quick. He normally always does. And Evan is a really, really good guy. I just prior to COVID, to Nats 2019, I met Evan at Alex Campbell's house. We all met up there and was flying. I brought some pizza because really it's just, me flying with them, it would be like you guys going and shooting hoops with Michael Jordan. So that's how much difference it is. Evan was like, I was like, I made a lap, and Evan was like, I just did 3. So he's really, really, really good and a great guy. Give me a whole huge bag full of 5-inch props.
Oh,
Heads
wow.
up. He's a great guy. Support him in his business. If volunteer, if you have a link, I'll have to make.
Yeah, and everybody bear with me because I might know a lot about a lot, but I don't. So I'm learning. I'm coming along on this. I'm getting it pretty much everything right first try. So I think this is gonna be a breeze.
Now this hobby will drive you crazy.
Oh, great. I need something to.
Some things are super easy and others are not. So
Yeah.
the Mobula 7 walksnail. Now
Awesome.
the Mobula 7, well, both of the Mobula have the regular Moblite or Mobula 7, and then I have the Moblite 7 and HDzero. And I'm interested to see how this flies. It has the same flight controller as the HDzero Moblite with the same motors. it is heavier. I just literally opened it like 30 minutes before I come on the stream to get it set up. So I don't know a whole lot about it. But volunteer, I made you a moderator, you and Pops.
Yes,
If
I've
you
seen
want
that.
if you want to post a link to anything on here, you're welcome to do that now. And also,
Awesome.
you know, this my stream. Hang on, I dropped something. My stream is all about growing the community and helping one another. So as a moderator, if somebody comes on and they start posting junk, and you know, you don't have to have me tell you what that is. Just being a pain, that mute them or whatever. So this is the 1S version. Well, I need to. That's something else I got to work on. Posting the question before I start answering it. This is the 1S
1S.
walksnail receiver, or VTX in it, and I have this one that I have to do a review on, and
Wow.
is walksnail also, but this is
It's a fractal frame, isn't it?
no, it's a flywoo.
Oh wow, it almost looks fractal.
Yeah, it's the Flywoo Baby Nano 2.
Oh, okay. Yep.
It's walksnail also, so I got it in Tuesday, I think it was, and can't fly either one of them right now. But hopefully, walksnail is getting those modules out, and I'll get that to me pretty quick. So I'm excited about that. And yeah, it's the Baby Nano 2. There we go again. Answering the question without posting it. There. It's the Baby Nano 2S.
See, I trained and flew with this for a very, very, very long time. So not very, very long time, but that's what I started with, was that, and that's pretty much all I have. So
Yeah.
And the goggles, you know, they don't record. They're just regular, don't even reach almost to the end of the yard. So yeah, it's more like I don't know, definitely something to pass on to the kids for sure.
Right. Forgot to turn my ugly light up head on.
It's definitely not a 3 to 5 inch. That's for sure.
Tiny, which Pop's shop, he had his what was that, the Nano Hawk? Is that what that was called, Pops?
The Emax.
Yeah, and that's supposed to, it's a little 65 millimeter. He was putting Express LRS on it. He was talking. He's actually got a video. If you want to, Pops, post a link to that video.
Yeah.
And people listening, go ahead and subscribe to Pops too, Pop Shop. And he's got a video on there where he did something that I didn't even know would work. He took an Express LRS receiver, the one with the flat antenna, not the ceramic, and he wired that up to power and ground, and then to, correct me if I'm wrong, to R1 and T2. So they're different UARTs, but it worked. How it worked, I don't know.
That doesn't make sense, because usually it's got to be UART1, TART1, or T. You know what I mean? Or yeah, RX1, TX1. Yeah.
We talked, and he says it in his video that it may, because I asked him, I said, do you think it's caused a problem at all with your OSD? And he said it might, because he did have to go in to doing stick commands or whatever to change his OSD. And I think it would either do that, or it sounds to me like the telemetry from the receiver is on the wrong pad, and either that telemetry will overwrite the OSD, or the OSD will overwrite the telemetry and he won't have accurate RSSI. But I think with that one, it doesn't send RSSI over the UART. So
You are
it may really not have any true lasting effect. And down below here is that video if you want to watch it. Shows you what he's talking about. Shows you the one of the downsides of EMAX. EMAX quads come tuned. They come set up for beginners. They come ready to fly, but they are a pain to work on, especially the little ones. They're very proprietary. The motors hardly don't, are rare to find their motors plugging into other flight controllers and all of this. Yeah, he says, as far as he knows, the OSD is working fine now. So that's odd.
That is very awkward.
So of course, I've always been the one that's kind of like, if I get it wrong, it just won't work, and it won't work, and I'll switch. And I've even had it with, for some reason, with Express ELRS that, and even Crossfire, that you have it wired up completely fine. It's just something about that UART.
Yeah.
UART 3. It seems to me that even number UARTs usually work better for Crossfire, which that's what Express ELRS runs on, is the Crossfire protocol.
It seems like I remember Josh was saying something about that not too long ago, actually.
Who was that?
Joshua Bardwell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was either him or I don't know who it was. I think it was him, though. He was speaking. It was either him or it could have been Albert Kim. I might be getting confused. My bad if I am. I'm sorry.
No, that's no problem. That's good. That's good. Pop says that said I predicted issues, but it seems to be fine. Yeah. You wouldn't think it would work, but like what I was saying, if I'll get it wrong and mine just won't work. And of course, when I was new in the hobby, I've actually still got the quad somewhere hanging up on the wall. I'm not going to reach up and get it. I built a little 3-inch quad and flew it, had a good day of flying, everything come back in, wanted to change some OSD features on it, and the camera was, I had OSD, but the camera was completely black.
Oh, no.
I get down and I take the camera off, and this was back in the day when we soldered the cables on it, and it was, the camera was soldered to the flight controller, and as I'm desoldering the camera, I realized the problem. The lens cap was on the camera.
I was going to say, that's what I was going to ask if you did. I have pulled the same thing.
So yeah, it's and I only made that mistake once. But there's this hobbies, to me, it's all about tinkering and trying new stuff. That's why, I have the, if you saw my HDzero Whoop Roundup, I had 5 different 65 and 75 millimeter HDzero tiny whoops, and compared all of the differences in them, different props, different motors, different whatever. And you can watch that. It's on my channel.
I'll have to see that. I haven't had a chance to view that yet, but I will definitely check that out. Bob
says he's done that too, so we're in good company here.
Awesome.
With the now Pops, he's OG. He was into airplanes and stuff before, and built some older model. I think he said he built the 250 quads back in the old days, and it's cool that he's got his family, his son and his grandson are involved in it, and I'm excited. I have the list just to the guys watching in it. I have enough tiny whoops and controllers right now to now I'll be down one controller after this giveaway, but I'll have enough to have 4. You can show up without a tiny whoop, without a set of goggles, and without a quad, and I'll put you in a race. Because my race timer only does 4 racers at a time, so all I gotta do is have 3 extras, and I've got that covered. And I plan on keeping that covered, so that Pops, if your grandson shows up, then we'll put a set of goggles on him and let him crash through some gates till he gets it. And one of the things that I've learned is these kids, these teenagers. There's a young man at my church. He's an IT guy also. We went outside one evening and had the old Baby Hawk, the first F3 flight controller, Emax Baby Hawk, the white one with the plastic frame. We were sitting out there we have 9 acres open field right across the street from our church. It's a perfect place to fly.
Yeah.
And got a runway back there, a pavilion set up. The only thing we don't have is power, but I carry 2 of these with me to just about every race. And this is a solar power generator, charge your batteries and run a fan and all that kind of stuff all day long. But anyway, he took that thing and took it off and just flew it. Like, of course, he was in angle, but flew it like he was a pro. But he's a gamer, so Volunteer says he used to build the DMR 250 frames with open flight controllers back in the day. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Did you ever do anything with the multi-Wii? You know, back when FPV first was, I guess it was in its infancy. They would take the gyros out of the Wii nunchucks, you know, the Wii controllers, and they would put those on flight controllers in drones, and would literally buy Wii controllers and turn them into gyros for our drones. And so if you hear someone talking about multi-Wii, I just the other day, outdoorsman.
Yeah, I actually
it was in October. I sold 4 quads to a guy, and one of them still was running clean flight. I'm one of those kind of guys that flew good. Wow. So if it flies good, I don't upgrade it. I've got quads here.
Well, there's no point if it's flying great, right?
Right. Yeah. I got several quads that are still flying Beta Flight 3.5.7. That was.
I absolutely love tuning, and I love doing beta flight. And actually, here soon, I'd like to upload a CLI for the Emax Easy Pilot Pro, because I have, like I said, I fully put that sucker to where, like, you can do all sorts of flips and stuff, and it don't desync and fall out of the air, and you can hit branches, and it just, what was that, a branch? You know, and it just keeps flying. Whereas the original setup, you barely hit something, and it was like, all the way to the ground. And if you did a flip, all the way to the ground. So the way this is set up, that you can really acro the heck out of it, and it just goes forever. And it's only 1S, so it's pretty cool. But any clue what this is? This says a Wii Link, and it says WII and then link, and it's got, you know, an antenna, SMA male or female there, and then male.
So it's RP SMA to SMA, right? RP is.
Yes. So it would go like, I think it's an extender, a range extender or something of some type. I don't know. It's very awkward.
Doesn't say anything on it about channels. It's not a VTX. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen one.
No. And the thing is it's only got power wires, but it's got several soldering places, and when you look at other VTX and extenders, they have the exact same amount of soldering spaces. So I'm thinking it is of
Yeah.
some type, and I've just got to figure it out.
Yeah. Now, I was in RC radio control around that time, but I was pretty much just airplanes.
Mm-hmm.
And when I got my head injury 6 years ago, I lost the ability to fly line of sight and started into FPV. So I've been in FPV for a while. I've been in the RC for a while, but FPV I've only been in it since my head injury. So I never, even though I knew people that was into it, I never got into the building the multi-wheeze and Clean Flight was when Clean Flight was out and Beta Flight was just beginning is when I started. So anything prior to that, I only have secondhand knowledge. I don't have any build knowledge from that era because I wasn't doing it. I was out of my mind around that time. So
what happened, if you don't mind me asking?
Yeah, well, I can't say a whole lot, but I can tell what happened. I just can't say where. I had an umbilical hernia. Had to change a water heater and lifted a water heater out that was not fully drained. And in my navel, it popped out a hernia about the size of a golf ball. And I have my youngest daughter is handicapped, and we have to lift her into her wheelchair and stuff like that. She's now 23. And this was what, 7 years ago, 6-7 years ago. So I just went to the hospital. I went to the doctor, surgeon, all that. Got set up for outpatient surgery at a hospital. That's what I can't say where it is, but went in for the umbilical surgery and everything went good with the umbilical surgery. But I woke up still in the operating room with a nurse saying, "Oh my gosh, look at his eye, look at his head." And the anesthesiologist was like, "Well, just put some ice on it." And I had suffered a traumatic, a closed head injury, traumatic brain injury from blunt force trauma to the side of my head. And that led to seizures and 18 months of not being able to drive and having to relearn. And that's why you'll see me a lot of times searching for my words. And we had a guy on here from France last week, and a guy left some comments that you talk way too slow and your guests talk way too slow. And if you're going to build your channel, you got to talk faster.
What?
It's like, man, I'm doing good to talk.
Yeah, so, for real. I mean,
so when I heard your story, Casey, how you're recovering and all, again, I'm like, hey, man, sometimes people just need a hand up. And
yeah,
not a hand out.
Yeah, see, they had to cut me from the belly all the way up to my lower, all the way down. Yeah, nice and fun.
Yeah, I could have done without seeing that.
I'm sorry.
I'm teasing.
I just figured you might want to,
people
skip
like,
third base.
Yeah, people's gonna be like, if
I promise I won't do that to y'all again.
Yeah, people are like, now if the fat guy in the orange starts showing scars, I'm done. You're not seeing any scars. Is this the one that's in the ear? Okay. So, Pop says false. I don't know what you mean by that, Pop. Elaborate a little bit more for that if you can.
Yeah, false. And what about this? I got to ask you. So TCMMRC is selling these quads, 5-inch, 3-inch, fully loaded, already built, comes with everything, on AliExpress for under $100. That is absolutely crazy. They got F4 flight controllers in them, 50 amp ESCs. I'm thinking, what in the world? There's like 12 or 13 different kinds, and they've already sold out of 2 or 3 of them already.
Yeah. Is this the stuff you sent me the other day with the crazy ape and stuff?
Yes.
I wonder if it's the same people doing the crazy ape.
it's on AliExpress, so I don't know. It's awkward. There's a TCMMRC UR26 Mermaid 220, and then there's another one that looks like the X220 by Eachine. It's just a duplicate. There's a whole bunch of them that if you go back and look, there's like duplicates of them. They're just clones.
Okay.
They're using pretty much older parts. I think that's what you're paying for is just the parts. And then you don't get no service, no help, nothing, no reassurance. If it breaks in 30 days, you're done. You can't get your money back. So,
yeah. Marcel says that, well, first let me say this here. Pop said false about talking too slow. Said what Pop says is perfect conversational speed. And then Marcel, and I agree with Marcel here with Bang Bad. I'm sorry to get that wrong. Bang Bad. Y'all know what I mean. Them and Allie, I mean, unless I would only buy something with them through
yeah, I think so. All right, I understand why they're under $100 now.
But let's see, they used to do that back in the day with Sky Stars. And I don't know if you can see this 7-inch right
there.
That's 7-inch. Oh no, if I can
underneath
figure out the point, right?
It's underneath the other airplane right there. Yeah.
That's a 7-inch Sky Stars that I bought from GearBest. And
I'll just reach over there and grab it. Oh, it didn't work.
Yeah.
GearBest.
Yeah, you have to watch them. I would only buy with them through PayPal, and then be ready if there's a problem for it to take months for you to get your money back. And usually, if you do everything you're supposed to do, you'll get your money back with PayPal, usually. So Pop says he agrees with Marcel, and this is just about true with anything in life, but especially in FPV. He says if the price is strange, it's usually something going on there. If the price is too good to be true,
and it is,
it's not true.
And the only person reviewing it is Albert Kim, and I was told he kind of reviews things every day. So
yeah. Albert Kim gets a lot of money from Banggood affiliate links, and I know from what I just had some dealings with Banggood and FR Sky on a product right now that I can't talk about right now, so I've not released the review. Marcel knows what I'm talking about. That I'm in dispute with them over them and Fly Sky, or FR Sky, not Fly Sky. So
FR Sky.
You know what? It's a pain. And what I would say to any newer pilot is to do what Casey's doing here. We've all been there, Casey. When you're new and you want to fly, and your budget is limited,
or no budget.
Yeah, right. You can't go on and get a pre-built Rotor Riot $800 quad.
Yeah.
So when you see AliExpress pop these things up, and and I've heard some pretty good things about the Baby Ape. I will tell you that the Baby Ape's motors are the same motors that was on that OG Tiny Hawk.
Yeah.
With the white plastic. And they were pretty good motors, but those are 7-year-old motors. And, they're not going to perform.
It wasn't even appealing to me, really. I was just like, is this really all I have to work with? So, that's why I was like asking and just not wanting to do it.
Let me just say this. I am, because my daughter has a suppressed immune system similar to yours, compromised immune system, I am in lockdown from, this is a good thought too here. Wouldn't buy parts from eBay either. Yeah. And I am in lockdown until the weekend of the 18th. That's when I go back at church as a pastor. We're gonna do our Christmas as a family here on the weekend of the 16th and the 17th. After that, I'm gonna try to meet up with Casey and if anybody watching has got any parts or an old set of gogs, or do you have any goggles at all? What do you flying your Tiny Hawk with?
I have the set that come with the Easy Pilot Pro. It doesn't have a
Hey,
DVR or nothing, but
hey, I hear those are nice, and
they
and
are nice, but they don't record though. So that's
analog DVR is um you don't want to be posting a whole lot of videos for that.
right,
Right.
right. And that's what I was telling you. I don't have nothing worth, being able to start posting with yet. That's why I
Yeah,
was
I think
freaking
the
out.
run. I think the run count. This is not the 4K. I think this is the
I
last
don't
time.
care if it's 2K. I'll take I'll fly it for you.
Well, what I'm thinking is there's several. I think it was Race Day Quads maybe that has it for $35. I think it is, and uh, I got some things in mind. I don't know. I don't have an extra set of goggles because if I do that, I won't have enough goggles for people. But I've got something in mind on a quad that will at least carry a thumb for you. Goodness, got my hair all messed up. That'll at least carry a thumb. And wow,
What was that?
picture just fell off the wall.
I'm going to tell you something. The devil is always on my heels. And I'm just going to tell you that because you're going to notice things happen, awkward things happen when you're with me. And you're just going to be like, wow, dude, you're so right. And I'm serious. Like, I swear, it's luck doesn't exist. This is totally spiritual. Like, it's things that you can't see, and it's really happening. It's all happening around us.
If a picture's all he's got to throw at me, he's
let him throw it, right?
Right. I've faced a lot worse than that. But anyway, what I'm going to do my best to get you set up here sooner than later with something to fly. And like I said, we'll get the Tiny Whoop race going. I've got all of the parts except for the conduit to build a Rudy's Hyperlink or a Rudy's Hyperdrive tunnel. I have the Infinity tunnel with the mirrors, and I've got the We Bleed FPV LED cube. So I've got quite a bit of stuff that I'm waiting to use on these races, and just need some people to race with. So
how is it whenever you fly through the infinity tunnels and stuff? Do you want to go left or right sometimes?
It makes some people sick.
Yeah. I can see that.
I've been at races where I took it to the last Soki race that we had, but I was also at another race. It wasn't my tunnel. It was out near Memphis, I think it was. And there was a young man. He was probably 13, 14, pretty good little pilot. But every time he'd fly through it, it made him nauseous and sick. And he asked the race coordinators, he's like, can I just fly over it? And of course, that gave him a big advantage because he didn't have the tube to try to navigate. He just flew over it, but it didn't make a difference. He didn't make it to finals anyway. But yeah, he was like that. He says, just makes me sick. And what you have to do with it is you have to, like when you're shooting a gap anyway, I look at the entrance of it, and as soon as I'm squared up on the entrance, I look at the exit.
Yeah.
And if you hit something, you get spun around in there. It's just stop and yaw until you can see one way out and get out of that thing, because it's literally infinite. It's I think you've got something over there besides you, don't you? Do you have a little infinity mirror? Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to ask you. That's just like it.
I ordered one of those off of Amazon.
It's got remote and everything to it.
Did you get it on Amazon?
I got this one at Walmart.
At Walmart, okay.
Yeah, and it goes to, let's see, you got auto. It does all sorts of things, and then of course you can make it colors. You can make it flash. You can make it spin. You can make it to where it literally makes you almost nauseous looking at it, like you said. And
So if we like made a bigger one
oh man,
and
that would
had
be
somebody to
awesome.
slip it over the end of my infinity gate, they wouldn't even know. And
No,
they'd
no,
just run right into the middle.
bam, right into it. That would be hilarious. Because look at this. Look at this. Look. Look on.
Oh yeah,
Look. You can't.
yeah, it
You
goes
can't
on
tell.
forever.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's pretty neat.
There's a friend of mine that flies with us, and he drives semis for UPS. His name is Hutch. If y'all see him sometimes,
It's also
if
magnet.
he comes back and watches this live stream, and he hears this, he will do that. He will do that to me, just because I mentioned it. So if you're watching,
is
don't get any ideas.
too
That's
late. He said.
not big enough. That thing's only about 6 inches, and the hole out of the infinity tunnel is 20 something inches. So, yeah.
And it seems like it's forever. Whenever I'm watching them on the races.
Yeah. Any other questions that you guys have or anything like that? If you know someone that's got you know what? I think I've got. You're good at soldering, Casey.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty
The
good.
days that I'm not shaky, I'm great at soldering. It's just as long as I don't. If it's a micro, the only thing that I have issues with is just not being too shaky whenever there's close connections. But other than that, I'm fine.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Why I was asking is I have a little DVR square puck thing. And back in the old day, it was on the Eachine EV 100s. They were the first little ski goggles with the adjustable diopters on them. Actually, that's what Hutch was flying until recently, and I sold him a set of Fat Sharks. But they have a AV out plug. Does yours have AV out at all?
No, they don't.
They don't have any kind of
Not
out.
at all.
And it
just
doesn't
only
have
a charger plug, but then over here there's nothing. And then on the bottom is just for a tripod.
Okay, so that's not an SD card slot in it. That's a micro USB at your finger.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah.
This is the Transporter 2 goggles, and in order to give you like a super good quad, they had to take out the SD card in order to make it affordable still. So that's crazy. Actually, kind of like takes away from everything, really. It's I've
got a set of EV 800Ds that has a DVR in it, and I may be able to do something with you with. I use them for ride along goggles. But most people prefer to look at a screen if they're going to ride along. So we might be able to work something out. But if you have something, if you're watching this later, you can email me at fatpastorfpv@gmail.com. I do not check that every day. So if you leave a message there, give me a little while to respond to it, and I'll get back to you with that. So, and quad artist, anybody like that from Lost Quad that's got any stuff that's just sitting there collecting dust that you would like to put in the hands of someone, we've got just in the 2 weeks. I've talked with quite a few people that are wanting to get involved in racing in FPV. And as anybody who's in the hobby knows, getting started is the hardest part. And now what I do is I go on to RC groups and I buy this here that I showed you this is an RC groups deal right here. It had had a locked up motor on it, and all that was just soldering on tiny soldering, but soldering on another motor. And
Yeah, that's actually the easiest part is the motors usually to me.
I got that little quad with the thumb for, I think it was, ended up being like $70 shipping and everything.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. And the motor was $10 along with a bunch of other stuff that I had. So yeah, I do that, and I'll probably fly that around a little while and then list it back on RC groups or something and make a little bit of money off of it, and then
And also I'm good at this right here. Let me point my camera at it. Oh, what happened? Uh-oh. Hold on.
We got your audio though.
Yeah, my silly camera.
Says,
hold on a minute. Let me just put it back.
I'm gonna read this question from Pops. He says, like the old RC group forum. Yeah. Well, they've recently changed it though, I think, and I'm afraid that that they shot themselves in the foot. You can't.
Hold on, I'm gonna fix it.
You can't post something for sale on, and I know it's because of so much fraud that's going on and scammers. You can't post anything for sale on it unless you have 20 posts, I think it is, 20 active posts in the forum. So yeah, it's it's different. We can hear you, and whenever I see you back on here,
let me see. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We just don't have your video.
All right, I'm fixing it. Here we go. I think I fixed it.
Says split broadcast.
Oops. Oh, did I? Or no? Oops. Hold on. I see what's going on. My silly camera decided to act up on me.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, whenever I picked it up, the cord moved too much in the USB spot, so it kind of like turned it off and back on. If I hit leave studio, that I'll leave the live stream on.
That's correct. Well, if you go to your settings, you should be able to select which camera you want. Under settings, it'll say camera and audio.
Oh yeah, I see that now. Thank you.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Used to be on it years back. I got onto that FPV exchange for a while, and I might try that again. I hear Aaron Ciotti and other people speak highly of it. I've just not had as much luck with the FPV exchange. The thing I liked about RC groups is I just post a picture, comments, and tell people to private message me or text me, and I've sold thousands of dollars worth of stuff, bought equally that amount of stuff, and yeah, most all of the, well, yeah, all but maybe one or two of these ultra micros that you see hanging from the ceiling are all rebuilds from RC groups. So
I love that. That is so awesome. That's a good idea. I'm gonna start hanging everything I get too. And that way at night when I'm laying in the bed, I can just stare up at it like I love you.
Yeah. You just got to be careful. Don't hang the heavy ones over your bed.
Oh yeah, you're right. That would be bad.
I had the I don't know if you could see it. The Strix. See that Strix?
Oh yes.
I had that fall on my face.
Oh man.
In the middle of the night. Just because. So
just because it could, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So let me find out that you're telling me this because you had an experience. Unfortunately.
Right. Well, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight.
Yes.
We are an hour and 15 minutes into it. Want to let me see. Was there something else? No, there was something else I was wanting to talk about. Oh yeah, those of you waiting on the HDzero Skyview review, that's been delayed. It's going to be delayed a little bit more on my channel for reasons I won't get into right now. I will say that it was sent to me, and there were some issues with it. It is a first run unit that I have, and the manufacturer wanted me not to do the review at all. Well, the review is going to come. It's just a matter of when. It's just a matter of another issue that I've got with a seller that's kind of holding up the situation. So that'll be out pretty soon. And again, thank you for coming out tonight. Big thanks to Casey for joining us, and
Marcel for having me.
Yeah, Marcel for his comments and his wisdom in the hobby.
Yes, thank you, Marcel.
Join over there. I may step over there a little later tonight and jump on his stream also. Say hi to a few guys, and
I'm gonna jump right on there too as soon as we get done here.
So, all right. Yeah. Yeah. Marcel will be. He has a link posted in the chat there. Yep. You guys will be able to jump right over to that when I'm done here, and as soon as I as soon as I get the module, there'll be a review of this guy coming, and I will compare it to what I think. Like, there's not 20 dozen videos on people's opinion on HDzero compared to DJI or walksnail or fat snail, whatever they are. But I will give my opinion on it, and if I don't like it, I may have a Mobula 7 and a walksnail module for sale pretty soon. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. So also that was it too. Also on my channel, we're giving away. I'll be filming this here within the next couple of days. I hope to get it edited pretty quick. This is the newbie drone hummingbird. It is FR Sky. It's already bound to the radio. All you'll need is a set of goggles, and this will be a giveaway on my channel to subscribers. Make sure, please do this. A lot of people don't understand this. When YouTubers have a giveaway and they say that you must be a subscriber, in your settings for YouTube, there's a thing that you can pick that says make my subscriptions public. If you don't do that, there's no way for me or Marcel, who gives away stuff on his on his streams. He normally does it live to the people who are live, and I like that too. That we may end up doing some of that, but this is a 200 sub giveaway. But you have to turn that on, because I will go through the random comment picker, and it didn't happen on this last giveaway, but I do know I have more subscribers than I have in the list of subscribers. So I know that there's several people who are subscribed to the channel that their subscriptions are private. And if you want to leave your subscriptions private, that's okay.
Where do you gotta go to?
I think it's under your settings.
Okay, on my main YouTube.
Yeah, under your YouTube. Yeah, your account settings and all of that. So,
and it's what was the option again? I need to enable or disable or make public. I mean, just my
your subscription.
Subscriptions. Yes, thank you.
Yep.
See, I do it too. I'm the same way.
maybe I post this in order. 45 minutes still till Marcel, so I got a little bit of time to talk.
Yeah.
Which that may take me that much time to close, Marcel. I'm a pastor by profession, and my church tells me all the time. I tell them, I say, you know what it means when I say in closing, and all of them in unison say nothing. That's what it means, nothing. This is what's this here?
That was Marcel's link.
Oh, okay, Marcel.
I don't know how or why, but I somehow posted it.
Yeah, and
but there you go, Marcel. I posted your link.
Yeah, and I think Pop says that he can't wait for it. So, yeah, we'll get us a race set up, and we'll get together, and just let me get through the 18th, and then I'll be back on the horse again and meet some of you guys. Maybe Pops and Outdoors. Meet you in Gallatin, Hendersonville, or somewhere which is closer. I think Casey still lives probably about 3 hours from me, but hey, that's not too far.
No.
Evan told me back a couple of years ago when I was at a race with him, he said, if you're going to race, just expect to travel about 2 hours. He said, because that's used to, there was multi GP chapters everywhere, and now, you know, if you're going to race, you just figure on traveling about 2 hours just to get to a race. And now that's me, but I'm not one of these guys that will grab a tent. I just
Oh wow.
Camping for me, roughing it for me is in an RV or or I don't mean this ugly in any way, or in a cheap motel. That's roughing it for me. That's about as rough as I want to get, sleeping outside on the ground.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Kind of have to be, don't we? We don't really get to choose that. It's too painful.
Volunteer Outdoorsman said, I talked to the city I work for, and we can rent a 40 by 80 pavilion for hosting races. That's cool.
Awesome. Yeah.
I am the owner, which is different than the president. I'm the owner of Soki, which is Southern Kentucky multi-rotor. Call sign Red 6. Okay. Yeah. Pop says that Outdoorsman is the racer with call sign Red 6. We'll keep a lookout for him on that. Awesome. I race too, but I'm not fast. I'm the one there for everybody to dodge. But at Soki, we have a field in Bowling Green, Kentucky, that we've paid for up through February. We in Soki, we are paying the AMA insurance for a city park flying field, and I think that's $80 a year. I don't think we'll be doing that again, being that we have the pavilion and the runway. It's not a very long runway. It's probably 25 foot for micros and all, but we have that at our church property. But I'm talking with Growl from Music City Multi-Rotor about trying to find an indoor event, an indoor American Legion or something near Nashville that I'll take all my Tiny Whoop stuff and we set it up for a weekend, Friday, Saturday, and race through Sunday. Of course, I won't be there Sunday morning, but back into Sunday night, I'll be back. So,
that'll be fun.
The first.
That's all I gotta say.
Pilot who died in Stowe. So, Red 6, this is Blue Leader.
Oh, and by the way, how your channel starts, you completely grabbed my heart, because Back to the Future is my absolute favorite, and I guess it is all of ours, but oh my God, you just completely, I was like, wow, this is definitely this is the prayer I've been praying being answered. That's what I said. So I just can't thank you, and I can't thank all of you out there, viewers, enough for having me. And it feels awesome. I can't thank you enough.
Well, we welcome you
I look
to the
forward to being
community.
here as much as I can.
Yeah, we welcome you to the community, and we'll help you however we can. And
No, and I
volunteer
promise
to,
I won't let nobody down either, or at least try not to always. So,
yeah.
and I won't give up. I'll never give up. I'm very, very committed. So
You're like a chihuahua, right? You just keep
you,
going.
you better believe it.
Volunteer Outdoorsman says that he's been talking with Josh Grell as well. Josh is a great guy. He bought one of my tiny trainers from me. That took me down to 4. See, when you get in this hobby, you can develop a condition, and I'll try to wrap up with this, and I'll put this up too because I think it will probably. I think this pre-comment will probably suit for what I'm about to say. You get into this hobby, there's a condition you can get that I call the can't help it. I have people, friends, my wife, different ones. You see the airplanes, and I have more quads than I have airplanes. That say, why do you have so many quads? You can't possibly fly. I can't possibly fly 5 HDzero whoops at the same time, but I fly them all on the same day. I call that a case of the can't help it. I can't help it. When they come out with another one, I gotta have it. You know, when Walksnail put that module on sale in November that could bolt right on the front of my goggles, I got it. And then when they sent me a thing from Defiance RC saying that this was going on pre-order, the can't help it's kicked in, and I bought it. So I'm not even able to fly it, but that's the can't help it, and you'll get there. You it's contagious. Let me warn you.
Oh, it's a very addicting as well.
The can't help it is contagious. It'll catch. It'll get a hold of you. So I hope that that you catch it, that you get a good case of it, because it's brought a lot of joy to me, and I like to share that with others, and we'll do that here on this channel. I want to thank everybody tonight. Yes. Special thanks to Casey for showing up tonight, and
thank you for having me.
Yeah. And let me zoom in here just to my ugly mug. Thank y'all for watching, and thank you all of you that subscribe and support this channel and send messages on Discord and in the comments. I try to answer every one of them. If you like content and you like what we're trying to do here with building, Timbo Slice is here. How's it going, man?
Oh, yeah.
Good to see you, Timbo. Maybe we'll see you over on Marcel's here in just a little bit. But if you support what we're doing, we're trying to grow the community, or rebuild the FPV community in Middle Tennessee. Would you give us a thumbs up on this video? Put a comment down there. Thank you to all of those last week that commented on the poll that I put on my channel about having a tiny whoop race at church. I think it was 91% of you said that wouldn't matter, that you would come to a race there anyway. So yeah, that's encouraging. I have the space. It's not close to anything but me, but it's a space. And if those of you that do like to camp, or if you got a camper, we've got the spot for you to pull it, and we can have a week-long race. And even when the summertime comes, we can set up a full multi-GP global qualifier out there and leave it set up all week long. That's my plan to do. And Josh at Music City Multi-Rotor and Philiblaster, they're also are working with me, and we're trying to get that done. So if you support that, trying to grow this community, then give us a thumbs up. If you have some old quad gear, maybe a set of goggles that's sitting around, or maybe a DVR of some kind sitting
transmitter
around,
too.
Transmitter sitting around that Casey can use, then leave it in the comments down here below. He's on Ciati's Discord. He's probably going to end up being on Marcel Off Axis's FPV Our World that was listed up there earlier.
I will.
Yeah. Timbo says I'm in Texas, and I would try to. Yeah, I would try and fly. Hey, there we go, man.
That would be awesome. Yes.
Yeah, I would love to. I've already got it approved. We are since we're talking, I don't have to close right now. I've got it approved through through the board of directors at our church that as soon as we're able to, we're going to send in the paperwork to the AMA and get accepted by the AMA as an AMA flying field there where our flying field is at church. And then hopefully we will, when that happens, then by the AMA's been the only one that's been accepted as a FRIA. And if the remote ID happens, we'll have a spot to go. And yeah, we do have plans of setting up for a week or longer. We don't have the facilities because there's not electricity out there. We do have generators and stuff. We don't have the capacity to do anything like an IO or anything, but 15, 20 guys out there flying all week. I think that would be great. And that's something that we have approved, and I have all of the stuff. I have all the gates, the timer. I have the event VTX or VRX for HDzero, which will do 4 analog or 4 HDzero racers at one time. So we have all of that, and this is stuff that we have planned. But you got to have racers. You got to have people, and Nashville used to have that. They used to have that in spades, and I don't know completely all what happened, but that's kind of fallen off. And we intend, me, myself, Casey, Scott, Phil, and Josh, you all know your names. We're going to try to work together. That right there alone, that's enough for a race. That's enough for a global qualifier this summer. So keep listening. And
that's enough for some dreams to come true, actually.
Yeah. And Pop says that he's in. Timbo's that he'd fly in from Texas. And, I'm all about it. I would be perfectly happy to just sit and run the timer and all of that at a race and let other people race just to see other people having fun. So that's what we're all about here at Fat Pastor FPV. It's about sharing the hobby. And in wrapping up tonight, remember, go check out Marcel Off Axis and join his Discord. And remember that in everything that's going on, rise up with FPV and meet me in the air and keep flying. And we're going to close out with my outro. If you liked my intro, maybe you will like my outro. Hang on one second here. Thank